Hey, happy almost 4th of July. Welcome back to Pirate Solutions Forestry. My name's Bill, and I got Danny the dog with me too. And we did a little work this morning on the shed series. I'll take you over there and show you. And I'm getting ready to cut 2x4s. However, I'm going away to Norwood Sawmill the end of the month. In just a couple of weeks, I'm going up to Ontario. Norwood invited me up. I'm going up for 4 days. And to be honest with you, working on the shed, kind of taking myself away from making money a little bit. So I want to make a little bit of money this week. And really, I have 2 orders that if I cut, make me basically $1,000. So this is going to be one of them. And I'll show you that log in a second. It's a big, huge pine log, and it's going off to my slab guy. And this guy, Thatcher Smith, at Plymouth Live Edge, up in Pembroke, Massachusetts, has an awesome warehouse. Just flat awesome. He's got every kind of wood, every kind of size that you can imagine, and I mean everything. Kiln dried, cuts to size if you need it. He's not cheap, but he's really, really good. He's got very, very good quality stuff. And he buys pine slabs from me. Now, I can send him other stuff too. I've asked him, can I send you a maple slab? And it'd be like, yeah. But primarily, he buys really big pine slabs from me. To be honest with you guys, I'm getting kind of short on really big pine logs that can go through the mill. So I had 2 candidates this morning, and I decided to cut this one first. Then I've got a black locust order to cut for a woodworker. I think I've got my logs picked out back, and that's another decent size order money-wise. So between today and tomorrow, I want to get those orders cut, and then I got to cut some 2x4s because I'll show you the shed and what we got going on there. And on the way by, we'll take a look at this log. So this log is, depending on which way you put it on the mill, is too big for the mill. I'll go over there by the mill so you can see it for scale. It's a very large pine log. Off that bunk right there, the center height right here, it's about 29 high at the center right here. The problem is that I can't cut it that width because I don't know if you can see it, but I put my hand under here. This log's curved. So 29 would be fine, but not in a curve. That means that I'm going to be more like 34, 35 at the outside corners in a square line if I flip it on its side. So it's just too big to do it that way. I could chainsaw mill it, but I just want to see. I don't know how good this log is. I think it's going to have some really cool figure because there's a whole shit pile of knots and stuff in it. And I'm trying to save it because it's an older log, and we're going to see what we get out of it. But give you guys a look at the end here. So this height right here from the bottom to right here is like 29. It looks to me like the way I have it on the mill right now, I have clearance. It is this way. It's 28 right there, and that is like getting really close to max that you can cut. So there's a possibility I might not fit through here. We'll hope I do. And then up, it's 28 to where I nipped it off here. But if you go all the way to from that, if you went all the way from that bottom to this top right here, it's probably 33, 34 to this right here. So it wouldn't fit on its side, but it will fit this way. So what I want to do is I'm going to slab this. I'm going to cut the top off it fairly conservatively. I'm only going to be able to come up, I think my mill comes up 28, so I'm going to try to get a fairly, I don't know, not a huge flat on the top of this, but flat enough so I can flip it over and then mill it out from the other side. Hopefully be able to hold on to it. Length on this log is, bless me again, it's about 9 feet long. So if you look, it's got 8 foot of bunks under it, and it's sticking out about 6 inches on both sides. So it's about 9 feet long. And then I also have a whole pile of 2-inch slabs over there that I had already cut for him. And I was going to cut them into 2x4s. I think I'll cut the smaller ones into 2x4s and just give him the bigger ones, because he kind of wants them big. He doesn't want small stuff. So it's really an option when somebody comes in and they say, oh, I need a big 24-inch wide slab. That's 10 feet long. And then he shows them a walnut and he goes, oh, that's $2,000. They go, oh, do you have anything for 400? And he goes, yeah, I got pine. So what he finds is that the pine that I bring him, and I charge him $1 a board foot, a lot of people that have no idea what they're getting into money-wise buy the pine, and he sells a shit pile of it. So I am going to cut him up some. I also have that monster log right there, but I think without major, that one's going to have to be chainsaw milled with a 56-inch bar, and I will do that one eventually and probably get him those slabs too. Maybe keep one for myself for the shed. Here's the shed. The topping is down on it. It's shot. It's trimmed. It's perfectly level. It's perfectly square. I did check it for square this morning, and it's perfect. So I'm ready to start putting walls up on this thing, but I got to cut some 2x4s. And I was thinking about doing that today, but I'm kind of feeling guilty about money. So I want to do a little bit of money work. It's 4th of July week. For those of you that don't know, it's Monday, 4th of July week. 4th of July here is Thursday. I am going to get pummeled in my campwood bin with people coming down for the 4th. So I have got to spend at least one day splitting firewood and loading my campwood bin out front, and possibly just splitting a little bit more and keeping a pile, because I'll go through it. This weekend is kind of the peak. It's barely even summer, but it's the peak of the year for us. 4th of July week is the peak of the year. So between Thursday and the following weekend, we're going to be the busiest that we are all summer here on Cape Cod in our neighborhood. And I will sell a shit pile of campwood. So let's get to milling this thing. Hopefully we don't hit any metal in it. I'm running a Stellite band, the new Norwood Stellite bands. And if you have any questions about those bands and you haven't watched my channel before, then hit me up. It's a German band. It's got Stellite inserts every third tooth. Keeps kind of the cost down. It's basically double the cost of a regular band, as opposed to going to carbide and spending several $100s on a band. And it gives you a little bit better durability, while maintaining some amount of cost, attractive cost feature. So German made. Norwood asked me to test them. I've been running them through the mill. The problem is they're 10 degrees. I have sharpened them over to 7, used them on hardwood, but they're 10 degrees. So they're more designed for pine. So, and they don't like hitting metal. So I'm going to use it on this, and we will see how it comes out. So I am going to get the mill fired up. My slabs, I'm going to end up putting my slab wood on the Bobcat, and then my slabs will go up here if I can move them. Should be able to. He likes everything around 2.5 thick, something like that. So we'll see how it goes. And I'll show you the wood as we go. So let's get her fired up. And where'd Danny go? Oh, there he is. There's Danny over there. He hates the rain. It's been rained here yesterday, so he's getting all his sawmill time in today. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut this thing. I'll apologize now for the noise canceling on the mics. You won't get to hear the mill grate. You'll get to hear it, but it sounds weird with the noise canceling. So we'll get a look at the slabs. We'll see how the stellite band cuts. This is a really fresh, sharp stellite band. Hopefully I don't run out of fuel. I think I got plenty in here. I am really going to pour the water to it because my wheels are a little dirty. Get this thing all the way up, and I'm going to have to get my guide probably pretty much all the way out. I got a pretty clean cut right there. I'm just going to go, I might drop down 1 more inch. Didn't oil my setup. I think that's going to clear, so let's go ahead and try it. So interesting enough, the way it looks right now, I think I'm going to be clear on this log. Try to get this slab wood off this side and onto my bobcat forks. I'm probably going to have to use my bobcat to turn this log. We'll have to see. So that just gets some bulk off, and I'm still going to have to make some decisions as I go here. Um, I want to get this knot figure in his slab. So looks like I can come down 2 inches, take a piece off. It's going to be a waste piece, but it's really a tough call. I think I'm going to come down 2 inches, take a piece off it. Then we'll probably end up, we'll see what happens. Let's come down 2 inches, see if I get some better wood. So that was at 25. That was right there, yep. We're just going to drop it down to 23. I'm going to take another pass here. Just want to make sure that my water's feeding on the middle of my band. Get my gloves on. We'll get this thing off. We'll take a look at what we got. It's definitely got a lot of stuff going on in it. Does look like I'm just barely clear to mill this thing. I don't know how it's going to be when I get down a little lower, but so far it looks like I got clearance. Shit. On my sawhorse is so far away here. Come on, stay on there. Figures. So I'll show you, get the slab moved over. And I'll get this thing scraped off here. I'll show you these. So there's a lot of stuff going on in this. I don't know if you can see that. This one's not a very good slab. It's a lot of softwood on the outside, but we're getting down to the good hard pine in the middle. You get out my scraper, I'll show you the top of this one. Gotta go off camera one sec. Yeah, I'm not sure how good this is going to be. I'm almost tempted to take another slab off it right now. Go ahead and back you guys up. Just see how flat it came out. There are no waves in it at all. It's perfectly flat. Even with all these knots, give you a good look at it. So it's pretty. Fucking tripod. It's pretty. It's only going to get better as I go deeper, but it's a neat looking slab. Here's Danny. It is a little bit soft right here. There's some blue staining in it there. These knots are like rock hard. Stellite band cut pretty smooth. Cut really flat. So really the big question right now is, am I just going to flip it over right now? Or am I going to take one more slab off it? I think that I might just flip it over right now. Start milling it down. It sucks because these ones are really narrow too. I didn't take into consideration that little inlet right there. And it's not going to get wider right now. It will in about two more slabs it starts to get wide. So I think maybe it just makes sense to take a couple more off it. There's still going to be a pile of slabs in this thing. I think I'm going to take two more off it. Let me just back you guys up. Band's cutting through it like it's not even there. I think I'm just going to drop on my 2s, so the next cut will be 21, and then the next cut down to 19. I think I'll take those 2 and then flip it over. It's just going to make it lighter. And these are kind of waist slabs here. This is kind of soft. It's getting narrower here. And then after these 2 slabs, it's going to start fattening out and getting wider. Yeah, it looks like the way to go. Hopefully, I'm going to be clear there. Not sure if I am. Actually, I'm going to push this over the top. Let's take a look. I am not clear here, not by a mile actually. I just cleared in the last pass. And it would be clear. Might have to trim that. It would be clear from the other side because it tapers. But it's definitely not clear right now. I want to pause you guys 1 second. I'm going to get my saw out. Let me see if I see a way around this. Okay, I don't see any way around it. It's too fat right there, period. I'm not going to clear the other side. After I go down 2 slabs, I won't clear the other side. All right, so it looks like it needs to be trimmed. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So if you look right there right now, it's a solid 2-3 inches too big. And when I go over here, I'm not pulled all the way in on that guide, but you can see how much it bellies out. It's not going to clear there if I don't trim that. So I either wait to trim it at the end and then it's going to be down near the bunks, or I do it now. So it probably makes more sense to do it now. Just draw a little line up there with a lumber crayon and cut that kind of straight off. And then I could probably take another pass or 2 and lighten this log up just a little bit. And hopefully we get some usable slabs out of this. That's the goal here anyway. I'm going to pause you guys and I'll be back in a minute. All right, so I think I'm clear to take 2 more pieces off it. We'll take 2 slabs off it, and then we'll flip her over. All right, we'll get this one slab off just because I think we might end up with clearance issues once we get up by the angle in the cover. You can see how flat it cut because how easy it is to pull it. Which the best way is to go here. Let's go this way this time. Doesn't fall off. Starting to get into some really beautiful wood now. I don't know if I'll let you see this one or the next one. This one's really pretty. And again, it cuts super flat. We get that nice, starting to get into this figure over here. I'll give you a look at it anyway. Starting to get into usable pieces. It's actually a really pretty slab. Cool figure around this. Getting some of that fluorescent orange staining in white pine like you get when they get older. This is gonna, I think this is gonna, and you can see the fluorescent orange in it down here too. If you, I don't know if that shows up. But we're gonna take one more 2-inch slab off it here, and then flip it over and mill it from the other side. Take the horns off it and see what we can get for big, huge pieces. And the reason I want to flip it over is so that if I have to move it back and forth to get clearance, makes it easier if there's a flat side on it. So I'm just going to drop this one down to 19, take another 2-inch off it, or 1 7/8. I think that's it. No, that's where it was. Nope, that's right. All right, we'll make sure that I can't go up 19, right? No, I'm way clear. Might even take 2 more off it. Let's try. See what happens. I think I gotta pull my stop out. I'll leave it where it is until I get down there. I think I'm gonna have clearance issues with my adjustable side. I might take one more out of it. That was a really nice pass. The band's cutting great. These slabs are kind of just getting better and better and better right now. These are really nice. Push this one out further on the table. For a slab dealer, these are kind of beautiful, to be honest with you. I gotta make some room. Go over more. I'll clean that one up and show you that one. I'm cutting pretty much max width on the mill right now in the middle of this log. And I'm still not max width down that far end is still not max width, but I'm cutting pretty much max width in the middle. I know this is just pine, but this is absolutely beautiful stuff right here. I think I might come down and try and take one more too. And so this isn't even starting to grow yet down here until I get one more deep. And then it'll start growing down there, and then they'll get really nice and big. Kind of what they look like up here. So I think I'm going to try one more. Hopefully I'm clear in that middle. I'm just going to run the mill down there and make sure. I mean, I should be clear because it started was supposed to be starting to taper back in, and I was 2 inches clear before, so. Yeah, it's close, but it looks good. And I'll try to take another slab off. It will drop down to 17. All we're doing is making it lighter right now. Starting to get wide down this end now. Hopefully we clear that rim over there. Right now we're cutting pretty much max width on this mill. Totally maxed out width. That stellite band really walked through it like it was walking through a party. No problems. Cut really smooth. Nice even feed. Really cut beautiful. Now these slabs are getting big now. This end up here. These will be very interesting for him. They're not my typical slabs that I bring him are more big and straight, kind of more like big, huge pieces of lumber than they are highly figured like these. These are really, really nicely figured. Get that thing pulled over. These are beautifully figured. And they cut so nice and flat. You can see how easily they slide and how easily I'm handling these big monster pieces because they're so flat and they're just sliding on each other so nice. I'll probably try to bring these to him tomorrow. So I think what we got to do is we got to flip this thing over. Let me kind of look at it. I hate to keep doing this to you guys, but do I want to take another one out of it right now? I may want to keep cutting till I get to that guide because it's in such a good spot. I could take at least 2 more, almost 3 more slabs before the third slab I'm going to be hitting this. So hate to keep doing this to you guys, but I think it makes complete sense to take at least 1 more right now. All I'm going to do is make it lighter and start dealing with, it's going to start narrowing over there. It's just going to make it easier. If I can get through this cut, I can cut the rest of the log. So let's take 1 more. And I'll give you a look at the next one. So I think I'm going down to 15 high. And I think because I'm max right now, I'm going to take these at 2.5. So I'm going to go to 14.5. Give them some really big monsters. Just going to check that cut. I think 2.5 right here. Yeah, it's like 2 3/8. I think I'll do a 2.5 and a 2.5. And that will keep me above that stop and cut most of this out. There's not going to be a whole lot on the other side. This is the max of this mill cut right here. Scraping both sides. This one and the next one are going to kind of be the money slabs. The absolute monsters. Oh, yeah, just add that 1/2 inch and it gets a lot heavier. This one's heavy. And I'll scrape that off and show you that before I make the next cut. This is beautiful. Oh shit. I didn't want that to happen. See if I get it back up on the top without losing it. Stay up there. These slabs are far too heavy for me to lift. But I certainly can slide them. Okay. They're enough. These are beautiful. As far as pine slabs go, these are awesome. I was hoping that's what the middle of this log was going to look like. See, I'll show you this one right here. Scrape it. And I'll show it to you. This is what, 12 or 16 inch scraper, just for scale. This is a 14 inch scraper. You can see it's over 28 wide in the middle. You look at that one, and I'll scrape this one too. It'll take me 3 passes to scrape them. Wow. This is the money one right here. Almost doesn't make sense to show you those. And I'll show it to you anyway, but in here, let me get my hand in there to see how smooth this is cutting right now, guys. So the focus is in there. Check this one out. This one's awesome. Look how smooth it cut. Zoom back out. Look at that. That's beautiful. These are really cool pieces. And I'll show you where we're at for width here. I know that it's going to start narrowing now, so it's almost 30 here. So this is like your max on the mill. I'm like rubbing both sides right now. But these are wicked. Between that right there, this figure right here, and this figure right here, oh my God, these are beautiful. And this is hard as a rock. It's like epoxy hard. And look at how smooth it cut, guys. Look at that. This band cut, awesome. Trying to get you in as close as I can get you here. so you can see how smooth this cut. So I'm going to take one more 2.5 off that side right there, and that gets me on my really my biggest slabs. Then I'll flip it over and mill it out from the other side. Get Danny under there. Danny, you got water and food in the truck. He has the door to the truck open and his dog bed in there, and he's got water and everything in there. I'll have to bring it out for him in a minute. All right, let's make a 2.5 inch cut here, and this is going to be pretty much the biggest slab on this log, this one cut right here. Yeah, so I don't remember exactly where I was. I think I was at 14.5. So let's go down to 12. See where that is. Make sure that's 2.5 and make sure I have clearance. Yeah, that's that same 2 3/8 because I'm not taking the 1/8 off. I got it there. I got clearance there. 2.5. Yeah, got clearance there. Good. All right, let's take this one off before we flip it over. Here, we'll show you this one. This is the Mac Daddy slab. It looks like I got one more Mac Daddy slab, meaning monster, and then they're going to start getting smaller. Again, this is a Mac Daddy slab right here. This is nice and fat. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. If I tilt this down a little bit, you can see Danny too. Hi, buddy. Hi, go boy. This is coming out better than I'd hoped. Okay, I get all the way up on top. Wow. I got to show you that too. The fluorescent orange, like the fluorescent orange paint in this one here. This is the Mac Daddy slab though, right here. This is a BBB, a big bad bitch right here. I'm gonna have to make room, so I'll try and go all the way over this one. Danny, hopefully these sawhorses, your mommy sawhorses don't cave in on you. I'll show you the fluorescent orange in this one before I flip it. It's starting to lose its figure now. The most figure was in the ones I took off. It's starting to get kind of plain now. So if you look at the figure, well, you already saw the figure in these two. Look how much less figure there is in this one now. It's got that old limb coming up through there. Look at the fluorescent orange in it here. That's really cool. You see that every now and then in older slabs. I'm not sure what fungus does that, but it's like fluorescent orange. And then pretty straight grain. Just one little limb here. Just a few little knots, but pretty straight grain overall. There's not a lot left to this log. If you look from the side, there's probably maybe one, two, three, maybe four slabs on the other side that are any good. Maybe three. By the time that I cut down from the other side, take those horns off it, and get down to that thin spot, there's maybe 2-3 slabs on the other side. So I'm going to pause you guys and flip it over. Probably just going to do it with the forks. I'm not even going to put a strap on it. And well, I'll come back when we're ready to cut the other side. All right, so we got it flipped over and moved around my stops. One great thing about Norwood, you can see my stops are staggered right now. Move my stops around to hold the log. I kind of centered it on the stainless steel at every point, so I have a little teeny little bit sticking out there in the middle, and then a little teeny bit sticking out over here. Same thing down there. I think I'm good to go right where I am, hopefully. The good thing about having the flat side down like this, though, is that you can, if you do end up just barely hitting, you can slide the log sideways a teeny little bit. So we're going to try and take it off the top. This is going to take a couple of skim cuts to get that top cleaned up. I can't come down a mile. So I could probably come down, 4 is going to be, I could probably try to take this at 8. So what's that going to lead me? So let's see, 2.5. I take a 2.5 there on the bottom, and then a 2 is 4 5/8. And then a 2 is 6 3/4. So if I go to 8 3/4, I still don't think that's going to clean up. I don't think the 6 3/4 is going to be a full slab. So let's just take it off at 8. We'll try to assess it from there. We'll make sure we're clear everywhere too. I'm just going to take the horns off the top. So I think I'm going to come down to 6. And maybe just try to take a 2, 2, and a 2. It's actually the inch and 7/8, inch and 7/8, inch and 7/8. See if I clean up at 6. I'll throw these in my craftwood pile in case anybody wants them. All right, so I think the next one's going to be a slab. Dog's a little too high here. I got to bring it down. So I think I'm just going to come down to 4 and then take it at 2. Let's try it. Looks like we might get a slab out of this one. 4 and 2. I think I'm just clear to go straight to 2. Pretty much a max width cut right here. Man, I tell you what, that stellite band cut awesome. Just awesome in pine. Absolutely smooth, beautiful, just wow. Those stellite bands in pine are awesome. I'm going to grind a bunch of them over to 7 degrees so I can use them in hardwoods. But man, they cut great in pine. What do I want to do here? I think I might want to get this little one out of here. That way I can put one on the end. This one's not really a very good slab. I probably won't bring this one to him. Just use it to keep it up on top here and keep the sun off the other ones. You've already seen the other side of the bottom one, so I'll scrape off the one underneath this and show you that. Wicked nice. Beautiful. Another nice big one. So we got him some nice pieces here. I think you'd be really happy with them. Definitely outdoor countertop size. I'll scrape this one off and show you this one. You've already seen the other side of it. Can't tell you how flat this cut. It's just amazing. And those stellite bands are really, really something else in pine. Really amazing. I mean, they cut. They don't just cut good. They cut really good. Even after that. I mean, this was a dirty log. I'll show you the finish. I will show you the finish. These were dirty logs. They get zoomed in here. I mean, oh, bugging me. Hold on. Just so smooth. I mean, Jesus. So it's got a little bit wet on the sapwood out here. It's going to dry out. It's not punky. It's just wet on the sapwood. But it's pretty slab. Some of that fluorescent orange down here. Some of that fluorescent orange right there. And this is the narrow side. The other side's wider. The bottom is wider. I don't know if you can see the taper out. It's tapered out on both sides. So another really nice, cool, big one. So I will bring him at least all these, maybe except for that one. Maybe I'll just bring it and see if he'll take it. But at least all these. There's probably, my guess is somewhere around 300 board feet here. You don't have to watch me offload that last one. There's somewhere around 300 board feet here, so plus my delivery fee. If I bring them say like my two biggest ones over there, it's like a $400 delivery. I want to bring them that maple slab eventually too, so I might have to make 2 trips. I could take them all these and then all those, or some of those and some of those with these, because this won't load my truck up, I don't think. And that'll kind of get him going for a little while, keep him in pine for a little while, and get me a little bit of money this week while I'm working on the shed. So tomorrow, I don't know what time it is, but I might go ahead and pull a locust slab down here and put you guys on charge for a little while. Pull a locust slab down here. I'd have to pull these out of the way though. um, a locust log and mill a locust log for, oh, Kate's home. Hi, Kate. For Josco. Or since I got that band on there, maybe I'll pull an 8-foot pine log down here and start cutting 2x4s. Either way, I'm going to put you guys on pause. I mean, on the charge. Thanks for hanging out. Danny, mommy's here. Oh, mommy's home. And for now, Pirate Solutions out.